today's lectures we are moving onwards for a practical session for a loop concept, and the title of our program is just like to find the multiple of n from the given range of unsigned integer. So here you can find the inputs are nothing but our n value. Suppose I am giving n equals 3 just like in our example. Then what happen, we can find the multiple of 3, that is 3, 6, 9, 12 and much more. So we have to find from particular range, and that is suppose 10 and 20. And how we can write it, just see here. First we have to include the header files, that is stereo.h. Then in a void main we are writing the variables. First is for n, for which we want to find the multiple, then the range, and for that we are writing r1, r2, that is two different range. R1 means starting and r2 that is ending range. Then I for a for loop, because we have to find for different values. Now here I am writing integer, but in a definitions we have given the unsigned integers that you have to compulsory follow. So for that, before integer we have to write unsigned word, then our program is correct. And for unsigned integer you can remember the control string, that is %u instead of %d. Now we have to read the three input value, that is n, r1 and r2. So for that we have to write the printf. First we have to read enter value of n to find multiple. And read this data using scanf functions, using %u control string, and then the variable name, that is end of n. Then after we have to read two different range, r1 that is starting, r2 means ending, and for that we have to print the message. First enter r1 comma r2, then read this two value using scanf function. %u how many times you can use? 2 times. Then %u and then end of r1 comma end of r2. So this is about the input part. Now our logic is start, how we can find the multiple. So for that we have to use first the for loop, and I is always start with here r1, because our starting range is r1, because suppose I am considering 10 and 20, then r1 is 10 and r2 is 20. So start with for loop r1 and complete it with r2. So our condition is just like I less than equals to r2, and then I will be incremented using plus. Inside this for loop now we have to put the conditions, that is what, if our I modulo by n equal 0, then we have to just simply print that value of I. Here we have to write the printf statement. In a printf we have to print just the value of I, /t for a tab, and then %u for a value of I. So this is the logic how our program will execute. Let's see here, suppose I am giving the value of n is 3 as per our definition. So first enter the range again, and suppose I am entering two range, r1 equals suppose 10 and r2 equals 20. Then what is the output of our program? So we have to find the multiple of n, that is multiple of 3 here. So the multiple of 3 between the range 10 and 20, that is 12, 15 and 18. So 3 output will be displayed. How? So our for loop is start with r1. So here I is nothing but 10. So 10 modulo by 3, n is 3. So here the condition is just like 10 modulo by 3 equal 0. No, you are getting not 0 value for a remainder. So the printf statement will not be executed, and move onwards for a different value of I, and here now I will be incremented. So here I is now 11. Clear? Then move onwards to check the condition. Here 11 is less than 20. Yes, so go inside this for loop, and 11 is modulo by 3. Again no. 11 modulo by 3 you are finding 0? No. So printf will not be executed. I will be incremented, that is 12. Again it is less than 20. So check the condition like 12 modulo by 3 equal 0. Now you are getting equal to 0 value. So the printf statement will be executed and just print the value of I, that is 12. Now move onwards for incrementing the value of I, that is 13. Check the condition again. 13 modulo by 3, no. So printf will not be executed and I will be incremented, that is 14. Now 14 modulo by 3, again it is not equal 0. So printf not will be executed and I will be incremented, that is 15. Now for a 15 modulo by 3, we are getting 0 value. So it goes inside that condition and print the second value of I, that is directly 15. Then again our I will be incremented, that is 16. Now 16 modulo by 3, you are getting not 0 value. So printf will not be executed because of condition is false, and I will be incremented with a 17. Now 17 modulo by 3, it is again not 0. So printf not will be executed. Now I becomes 18. 18 modulo by 3, now our condition becomes true, and when this condition is true, printf will be executed and just print the value of I, that is 18. Clear? Now move onwards for I19. Now 19 modulo by 3, you are finding not 0 value or 0, not 0 value. So printf will be not executed and I will be incremented, that is 20. For 20 modulo by 3, you are finding again the value not 0. So printf will not be executed, and whenever I becomes 21, then our condition becomes false. 21 is less than equal to 20? No. So our for loop will be terminated and the output is just like printed 12, 15 and 18. So check this output by executing this program. First save it. I am giving the name just 1.c. Yes. And then execute this program. Enter the value of n to find the multiple. Here I am considering the same multiple, that is 3, and the range is same 10 and 20. Then you are finding 3 different values, 12, 15 and 18. Likewise that you can find for another output. Again run the same program for a different output. Here I am entering the value of n, that is 5, and the range is suppose from 5 to 50. Then you are finding different multiple of 5 like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 and 50. Clear? So this is about the multiple of n. Now move onwards for a next practical, that is to find the sum of digit. Now just say the example. Suppose I am giving the n value equals 123. Then you have to find the sum of digits. So here the digits are like 1, 2 and 3. So the addition of these 3, 1 plus 2 plus 3, that is the answer 6 we have to find. And for that we have to start with our practical, just like first we have to include the header file and then start with a void main. Inside void main we have to write the number of variables. So the first variable is always n, for which number you want to find the sum, and then the variable sum equals 0 by default. Then the remainder we have to find first, and for that we are using variable r. Now we have to read the value of n from the user, and for that we are using the printf function, and inside it we are writing the message enter n, or we can say enter number. Then scanf function for reading data, that is percentage %d here, and then end of n. Now after input we have to start our logic, and that is what here we have to use while loop, not a for loop. Why? That we discussed next. So here I am starting with a while loop, and the condition is just like up to our number is greater than 0, means the positive number, and then inside it we have to first find the remainder, that is r equals nothing but the number modulo by 10. This is what the logic of finding the remainder of a given number. So suppose my number is 123, then we are finding r equals 3. That is what one digit of that particular number, and we have to find the sum of it. So first we are writing that logic, then we have to perform the sum operation. So sum equals sum plus r. So what happened, the sum is by default 0, and 0 plus 3 means our answer will be becomes 3, and likewise that one by one we are adding our digit using this formula, and then after we have to update the number by using the formula n equals n divided by 10. So when we are executing this program, our final answer will be printed in a variable sum, that we have to print using printf function. In a printf we are writing sum equal %d and then the value of variable sum. Now understand with one example. Suppose my number is 123, then what happened, 123 is greater than 0? Yes, the condition is true. It goes inside loop and find the value of r. So here r equals what? Number modulo by 10. So 123 modulo by 10, you are finding the remainder 3, and then after you have to find the sum of it. So suppose my sum is right now 0 plus 3. So 0 plus 3 equals 3. Then after the number will be updated using the formula n divided by 10. So here my number is now 123 divided by 10. You are finding the value 12. Clear? So the new value of n will be checked for a while loop. Now 12 is greater than 0, so again it's go inside the loop and find the remainder for a number not 123 but for a 12. So here you can find the remainder 2 for a 12 and then perform the sum formula. So the sum equals sum plus r. So right now the sum is 3. So 3 plus 2, it becomes how many? 5. Then the number will be updated using the formula 12 divided by 10. So here you are getting value 1. Now again check the condition, 1 is greater than 0, yes. So again go inside the loop and find the remainder. 1 modulo by 10 means we are getting the same value, r equals 1, and find the sum. So sum equals what? Sum plus r. Right now sum is 5. So 5 plus 1 we are getting the value 6. And then the n will be updated using the formula n equals n divided by 10. That is what? 1 divided by 10, you are finding the value 0. So when n becomes 0, your loop will be terminated because our condition is false. 0 is not greater than 0, and goes out of loop and print the simple message, that is sum equals what? The value of sum, that is what? 6. So execute this program. First compile and run this. You can see the message enter number, and suppose I am entering the number 123 and you are finding the sum 6. Again run for another input. Suppose I am entering 4-digit number 4562, then you are finding the sum equals what? 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 2, that is 17. In our next lectures, we will see more about this logic, where we are using this logic of sum of digit in our Armstrong number, in our reverse numbers. You can apply the same concept. If you like this video, then thumbs up. If you think this video will help some of your friends, then do share this video with them. Also you can subscribe my channel, so when I upload new video you get a notification. If you have any query, feel free contact me. Thank you so much.